Greetings. My name is Molly Mujansi. Yes, so I think for a very long time, I see people trying to create reports and regarding CDF, and I'm just here basically just to give an idea of how M&D officers could create something that is a bit more compelling. So for a very long time, different people, colleagues in different levels, whether it's the wards, it's the districts or constituencies, um, they're using all sorts of reports to generate their CD4 reports just for accountability. But what I'm showing you right now, this is a dashboard that really would help you to do financial tracking, explaining how you spent your money, and all the way to impact tracking, answering the question of whether the money worked. So it's a very integrated M&E system. And I think the goal was to try and connect treasury to the ward level in like real time. So you see the first tab that you see, the executive tab, I call this as the executive cockpit. It has a sunburst and a sunburst and a graph. I mean a bar chart. This is just basically showing the total spent by the province. On this side, you can filter through the dashboards, whether you want to see for a particular province or the district or constituency. So we can also add the ward level if you like. So this is the executive overview. This is the president's view at a glance. I mean, you can add a bit more charts there. So here we don't just see 30 million, 30.6 million. So we see where it landed. You see, you have provinces and all that, and you're able to also filter through to see how the district allocations were done. So this is just basically being able to answer a question. For example, is Northern Province absorbing all the funds, as fast as Lusaka? You'll be able to tell here. Especially with the issue of decentralization, we should be able to have this picture a bit more accurate. It will help us really answer the question of equity and absorption instantly. So if a province is lagging, we will be able to know immediately, or rather, this dashboard actually tells you in real time whether it's lagging or not. And also, you can see the 3 pillars of CDF in terms of the budget allocations by region or at different levels. Then the next tab. This is what I call the ghost project for infrastructure. As you know, infrastructure is 60% allocation. So here we're just trying to see the cost versus progress. So you have the scatter plot showing you. So this is the most dangerous screen for a contractor. So all contractors will be monitored from here. So look at the red zone. Okay, every dot here represents a project. So where you see all these dots, you can see it's a deep tank, you can see it's market shelter, you can see it's a staff house in Katete and by region. So every dot that you see here represents a project where we have paid over 500,000, but physical progress is under 10%, So where it's going to be red, it means that we've paid 500,000, over 500,000 kwacha, but the progress that has been made is under 10%. So in the old system, this would be a foul, and here we're trying to bring accountability, and trying to see the contractors who are getting the money and whether they are moving according to the way we want them to move. So we're just trying to really be able to monitor which projects are stalled, which projects are delayed, which contractors or which contracts, which projects are on track, and also just trying to look at the high cost, low progress analysis. Okay, and of course on the other side here we have the project life cycle stage, where we're able to see the status, who are on track, how many are on track, how many are delayed, which ones are at procurement stage, completed, and really you can filter this by region, you know. So you can go to Lusaka and it shows you. So you can see, for instance, from Lusaka, you have the feeder road grading, Lusaka Central, being in red, these are on track. The ones that are in blue have stored, like the maternity wing. This project is stored, and we can see the amount of money that's allocated to it, which is something like 871. Is it? Yeah, 871,000 kwacha. Of course, the bigger the bubble, the larger the amount that we are looking at. So this is very important for infrastructure. And I know colleagues who are monitoring infrastructure are really would be interested in this. Then we have the other tab here. Let me just turn off Lusaka. Yeah, so like I said, all these filters, if you say you want to see, for instance, Southern Province, in Southern Province you have all these districts. You can tune if you want to go to Mazabuka only. You can see what's happening in Mazabuka. But really, that's the purpose of the filters. Or you can actually have a glance of all the districts. So for empowerment and loans, it's 20%. And what we're trying to do is we are trying to check, the repayment performance by district. The target should be less than 0.5. So the 20% empowerment component was designed to be a revolving fund. So this is a situation where money goes out and money comes back, and we lend it to the next group. So this will tell us the truth, really. If a district is in red, okay, the fund has stopped revolving. So it means the loans are being treated as grants. Okay. So this dashboard forces us to confront issues to do with sustainability crisis before the fund is depleted. Okay. So this is very, very important. Another tab is the tab number 4. This one, constituency league table. This one is ranking the list of constituencies. So you have all the constituencies listed here, and how many projects, how many they've completed, how much was invested, and the delivery percentage. So nothing drives performance like competition. Okay. So by ranking constituency by project completion rate, we move away from politics, and focus on delivery. And I think this is where I think the president has also been very, very, he's been advocating for us to be able to demonstrate delivery of these projects on time and, of course, with the right amount. So here, no MP wants to be at the bottom. So you can see the ranking the way it is. So if we beam this in Parliament, I'm sure no MP would want to see their constituency going down. So what that means is that MPs will go and make sure that the projects are being pushed in their provinces. And this is where we are actually giving value to the people that we serve. So, and then the last tab, I think the audit, this is where now audit issues comes in. This is the automated table where we have stored and high risk projects, okay? So we have projects that have been stored and others that are high risk, you know. So these are high value projects, but there is low progress. So automatically our dashboard picks those across the country, and we're able to flag these in real time. And then also we're able to show which projects have stored. Okay, so this is why this system is very critical. We do not wait for the Auditor General's report. So instead of waiting for 18 months later, this system flags anomalies today, like in real time. So if a project stores, it appears here, okay? If procurement takes too long, the project will appear here. So it's more of proactive risk management. Yeah, so that's what so far we've done, and the data really is just to demonstrate the concept. The figures, one or two areas could be correct, and the assumptions could be correct, but really I think the whole data should be treated as just for purposes to prove the concept, and just to show people, those who are working on CDF, whether they've developed such kind of visualizations, I don't know, I'm not in that space, but it's just to share with colleagues, and also people who are working in other areas, they could use this same similar concept to showcase their work. So this system, this dashboard is very, very critical. It answers the so what question. So if asked why government needs this specific dashboard, I mean, it's clear that this dashboard will help us to stop leakages before it happens. So, you know, those standard M&E reports that people are sharing within the districts, the wards, and so forth, they're looking at what happened last year. And this is my assumption. So this dashboard, from my end, it flags what is going wrong right now by identifying the red flag projects early. So we're able to intervene before the contractor disappears or the money is wasted. So that's one of the benefits. Number two, it decouples spending from success. So in the past, if a council spent 20 million, we would celebrate, you know. But going forward, this dashboard will ask, you spent 20 million, but your completion rate is only 30%. Why? It changes the key performance indicator from expenditure to value delivered. And this is why I think this kind of accountability dashboard at national level, it's very important. And then lastly, I think we just want to standardize accountability at all levels. So currently, every council reports differently, you know. But this system will force a single source of truth that will be publicly be available in real time, for all members of the public, for all citizens to be able to see. So a stored project in Kaputa looks exactly the same as a stored project in Livingstone. You cannot hide behind bad formatting of a report, and it will help us deal with the issues to do with those some of the issues that have been raised in the parliamentary accounting committees. So this will actually help to monitor. It's a serious report on its own. Yeah, so this dashboard, finally, I think is not just a display of numbers. I think the concept I'm trying to drive here for my colleagues in M&E is that it is an accountability engine, you know. So you can see all the pillars of, you know, we've put them there. So it ensures that the unprecedented increase in CDF allocation translates into unprecedented increase in development for the Zambian people. And that's what we want, that the money that the president is committing and the Minister of Finance towards financing these projects, there's accountability and there's transparency, and we are all able to see, and that really the citizens are benefiting. So this is a very handy tool, just to give ideas of how data could be visualized. And again, I would like to mention that the data I'm using here, even though some of you might think it's a bit accurate here and there, but it's just for purposes of illustration. The way I gathered it was from the data that is publicly available, through reports online on the internet and all that. So it can't be treated as the correct data as of today, but it just gives you an idea of how we can bring accountability into the CDF process. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Molly, and I just wanted to share this real quickly with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop me, if you like it, drop me a note in the chat box. I have the code for this project, and I mean, for those interested. All right, thank you. Till next time. Bye.